Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's that time of the month where Madam Glam have released a new collection. So for June, they released a collection called House of Color, which has 8 shades of different colors. We've got Gemini Heart there, which is nice, almost like a teal kind of shade. We've got Glorious, which is a beautiful purple. We've got 2 more shades. I've only got 4 today that I'm going to create a design with. We've got a pink and a green, and they're absolutely stunning. I'm so happy that I was able to create a design with all 4 colors. So the pink is Pink Madness, and the green is called Your Sublime, which is just the perfect name. Absolutely stunning. When it comes to this collection, I feel like all these colors just work so well with one another. Some of these colors, when I paired them, I was a bit kind of thinking to myself, how am I going to create a design with all 4 of those? I always try to. Sometimes I'm just not as creative to do so, but for some reason when I took all these colors together, it just instantly worked. No matter what color you've got in the background, any of the other colors you pick up and place on top just works. It just all works, and I'm going to show you guys that exactly in today's video. This is why I ended up managing to use all of them. We ombre them. We're going to do some abstract nail designs. There's quite a lot going on. We're going to chuck on some glitter as well, and basically we're going to have a little bit of a play. So I've already placed or done the 2 nails in the background. So we've got one for light green nail and we've got one for pinky nail. The third nail that we're working on is going to be half that dark green shade and half purple, but not exactly half. It's going to be a bit more on the slanted side, as you can see there, and I'm using no nail art brushes to do that. I'm just using the brush from the bottle to achieve the line. You don't have to be too precise when it comes to the line because we are going to cover up with glitter later on in the video, so not to worry, you don't have to be crazy precise, crazy straight lines or anything like that, because we will cover it up. And if for whatever reason you don't seem to have a glitter that might match these kind of colors, if you're recreating, you can also do a line, like a black line, like an outline, or just to cover up that line later on. So that nail is done. We've got 2 nails that we're going to ombre. Of course, I could not help myself but ombre today with all those beautiful colors. So we've got purple at the top, we've got the teal shade in the middle, and then I'm going to place some of that pink shade at the bottom. So this is going to be our 3-way ombre. And I'm going to use my Madam Glam ombre brush to complete the ombre, blend the 3 colors together. The 5th nail though, we will do a whole 4-way ombre. So we're going to use all of those shades together to do the ombre. But first we're going to finish this one up. As you can see, my brush is getting a bit funny. The bristles on the sides are starting to bend, and I think it's because sometimes when I place the cap on, I must not be too careful and I end up actually bending the bristles, and I have tried to put them back into place. I've tried the whole warm water method and it's just not working. I've got a couple of bent brushes, so I have recently kind of sat down and tried to fix them. All of them fixed up, everything's fine, but this one I'm not too sure what I'm doing wrong or if it's even, you know, repairable at this moment in time. The brush still works, which is fine. It's just if you do have this brush, or any brush really for that matter, that has a cap, or that you place a cap onto your brush, just make sure you are very careful with them, because this happens when you're not careful and then you end up being sad like me because I love my brush. So I'm either going to have to eventually get a new one, or I don't know, maybe try some new techniques of fixing the brush. So if any of you guys have any ideas how I could possibly fix the brush, let me know. I did sometimes think maybe worst case scenario I might have to chop those side bristles off just so that it's not like sticking out and looking funny. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think. But now we're doing the 4-way ombre. So we've got the pink at the top, then the purple, then that teal shade, and then the light green at the bottom. And it was a bit of a struggle to blend the colors just because they are all kind of different from one another, different kind of darkness and lightness. So the light green at the bottom is the light color, the other one is a bit darker next to it, so it does take a bit of time to ombre them together, but it's definitely achievable. And oh boy, does it look beautiful later on when we place a matte top coat. Oh, I'm so excited, especially right at the end of the video when we do the crystal placement nail, which is this 4-way ombre with the matte top coat on. It just looks so nice. I am obsessed. When I was editing the video, I was like, oh my goodness, that literally looks so cool on camera. I love it. So as you can see, I am just back and forth doing the ombre. Nothing too crazy, and the colours blended pretty nicely. I did the second layer off camera for all of those. That's all done, and we can start working on our nail art design. So the green and the whole pink nail is going to be somewhat similar. It's going to have the similar kind of vibe, similar patterns, but they're not going to be identical. So the whole point of these two nails really is just to have some fun. So pick up any colors you want, depending, you know, it will depend on what kind of colors you probably picked up from the collection, but I can guarantee you any ones that you've picked up are going to work absolutely amazing for this design. But in case you didn't pick up any colors, basically anything similar to these shades in your collection will work like a charm, and it's just make any sort of patterns you want. Any patterns you want. So for the green one, I went ahead with the pink and the purple, and I'm just doing little splodges. I do have a stamping plate that I will use later on in the video that already has those kind of patterns, so I didn't really have to paint them on if I didn't want to, but I really wanted to have a good play with these colors and really see how they work well with one another. And when it comes to stamping, I felt like I just couldn't find the similar shades to the ones I've got with the gel polishes, and the colors behind are so vibrant and so strong that when I was stamping, when I did try and stamp one down, it was just a bit sheer. The stamping like gel polish or stamping polish was a bit sheer, and it just wasn't doing it for me, so I ended up going back to hand painting and just doing it by hand. Ever since I got into stamping, anything I want to do, first resort is stamping, and then if that doesn't work, I then go back to hand nail art, which is so funny because that's not what I would have done probably a couple of years ago, but that's just how it is these days. So just a couple, and I also done some swirly whirly lines as well to add to it, and we're going to do something very similar onto the pink nail as well, but of course switch the colors up. So for the little splodges, we're going to do green and purple, and then same thing with the little squiggly lines, we're going to do green and purple as well. So I'm just gonna do that now. I will bring out the stamping plate. It's not at all necessary if you're going to recreate this. You can do it with a dotting tool or anything like that, but I did quite like that on the stamping plate that I will use in a moment. It has like a lot of dots very close together, and they were very tiny, and I quite like that. I know that with a dotting tool you probably won't be able to, or at least it would be very hard to achieve the lines so thin and small and close together. So that's why I've decided to use the stamping plate. The stamping plate that I'm going to use is from Manuology. If you are a regular on my channel, you definitely see me use it before. I find that a couple of the Manuology plates that I've picked up are like almost like my go-to plates when it comes to little abstract. This plate in particular is amazing for abstract, so if you're kind of into that or wanting to get into that and you don't have the time to do these blobs and lines and everything, pick this plate up, guys. It is amazing. If you are in the UK like me, they just don't ship to the UK, which is so sad. They ship to like millions of places, but not the UK. But there are kind of like, I think, are they called? Oh, distributors. I was going to say wholesalers, but no, distributors who do ship to the UK. So my plates that I pick up from Manuology are from, I think it's called WhatsApp Beauty. I will have it linked in the description. They don't have all the newest collections. They don't have, you know, absolutely every stamping plate that Manuology might have on their website, which is a bummer, but it's always something. It's better to have something than nothing, so still pick up what you can from there. I do regularly go and check the website to see if anything new's been uploaded and see if there's anything I like. They do also do sales sometimes as well if you are kind of hoping for those as well, so they do those, because I know some distributors don't always do sales, which is completely understandable. But yeah, WhatsApp Beauty do. So do check them out. I'll have a link in the description for you guys. Also, I will have a link to Mow Your London as well, because we're using their little scrapers, a little discount code, along with Madam Glam, of course, as well. You can use glamifybabe30_1 to save yourself 30% off full priced items. So now we're on to that stamping part, and here are the little dots. So I have to maneuver my little stamper in all sorts of different directions to get the dots strictly on the little blobs that we've created. But if at any moment you do get it anywhere you don't want it to be, because this is just polish, simple polish, it dries, you can use acetone on a brush or a lint-free wipe and just wipe away any areas that you don't want. So you don't have to be as precise as I'm being. You can literally just whack it on and just clean up after if that's what you want. I just thought that it might take a lot of time to clean up, so I was just kind of trying to save myself time to not do that later. So that will involve picking up those little dots a couple of times. But as you can see, this plate is so good for abstract. It's plate M $2.99, I think it says. Honestly, amazing. You should definitely pick it up if you're liking that. There we go. We've got some glitter today. Oh my god, I'm so happy. I have not used that glitter before, and it looks so cool. Matte top coated. I get my glitters from Larissa, although I haven't placed the order for such a long time, probably because I organized my shelves. I need to do a video about kind of my setup and everything, but I'm moving soon, so I might have to wait, or maybe do vlogs of me moving in and kind of setting everything up, and you can kind of see the process, and I can start vlogging a bit more and everything like that. But in the meantime, I did organize my shelf with glitter, and I've got a whole shelf drawer, a whole drawer full of glitters, and it's full, and I've run out of those little pots as well, so I've just kind of postponed buying glitters, especially as I just find myself picking up quite a lot of fine glitter, not as much as those glitters. So I've kind of told myself, listen girl, you're gonna have to use a bit more glitter before you can order some more. So I'm on a mission to start using them a bit more and getting some uses out of them before I'm allowed to buy some more. So here for this nail, for the Freeway Ombre, I'm only placing some glitter top left, bottom right, and that's all we're doing. And then that one can go into the lamp. You can see me applying some gel polish there. That is just a base coat, and that's going to work as our base, kind of like a glue for the glitter. And as you can see for this nail, we are just going to cover up that line with the glitter. Another reason why I also decided to use this glitter is because it has a beautiful kind of yellowy reflection to it, maybe like a greeny, something going on there, but it's gorgeous. And I knew that I wanted to matte top coat, so I wanted to pick up a glitter that is going to look beautiful matte top coated, and this one definitely does. You will see in a moment. So we're only placing it there. If there's any moment, just like I have now, there's a bit that I didn't want, that was a bit too much, just wipe it away, pop it into the lamp. So now it's time to top coat. So we're going in with a matte top coat, of course. Ideally, if you are working on a client or yourself or anybody for that matter, it's probably best you do your crystals first before you top coat. I was going in with a matte top coat first, just because I wasn't fully sold / I didn't really know what kind of crystal placement I'm gonna do. That happens quite often with me, so I usually top coat and then I figure it out. So that's kind of what happened today. We have there's quite a lot of crystals on the nail, but it's all just AB circle crystals and a couple of caviar beads. So we'll apply the caviar beads off camera when it comes to the crystal design, but everything else is mostly on camera. I'll explain in a second what exactly wasn't. But I quite like the crystal placement just because it's just quite simple, but yet as in simple shape wise, but so effective, and it has kind of like a lot going on. I just felt like I wanted to show you guys maybe how you can just create nice crystal placement with just a simple circle, like standard AB crystals, nothing too crazy, no random shapes, nothing, you know, out of the norm where you might not have in your collection. So I feel like AB crystals and clear crystals and like mixed sizes are usually something a lot of people have in their collection, so I kind of wanted to stick to that today and show you guys that you don't really need crazy charms and, you know, all sorts of weird things in your collection to achieve nice crystal placement. So we are going for like a necklacey vibe. So we're doing a big crystal in the center, and then we're going to pull like you could say the chain of the crystal up towards the top of the nail. And of course, the further up you're going, the smaller of a crystal you're going to use. And I am also going to pop some caviar beads like I mentioned before, but we will do that off camera. So at the end of the video, when I'm showing you guys the final result, make sure you just pause it there and have a look what I've done. Then I felt like I wanted to drag out the crystal placement a bit lower down to kind of create that little, almost like a little chain, like a little pendant kind of hanging down. I don't really know what I was thinking, but I'm happy with the final results, I think. So I'm just kind of looking for some small crystals just to cover up the sides. So I'm going to place 2 at the bottom. Then I needed to cover up the sides, so I'm looking for tiny little AB crystals there. Mixing around. So we're going to place 2 on this, 2 on both sides, so we need 4. And then I will finish off with a small one right at the bottom of that. And then I will chuck actually 2 I think crystals right at the top of that nail, and then 3 crystals right at the bottom of that nail, but I think I do that off camera, so you're gonna have to pause in a second to see what happened there. And then it goes into the lamp. Chuck on some caviar beads if you want, you don't have to, and then you're good to go. So here are the final results. Look how magical those colors look. They're just gorgeous, perfect for summer, perfect for literally anything and everything. So make sure you check out the description. I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I would absolutely love to see you all in my next video. Bye guys!